probably should have went with the one wire alternator. Why buy one when you can buy two for twice the price? Looky there, we still got it. Hey, maybe you're good with a carburetor. Maybe you can help me out, figure out what I've got going on here. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Orange Wires Garage YouTube channel. Mike here with the 69 Ford F100. The garage is open. The truck's in the garage, and in the last episode, we got the bed painted. We got the steps all put back together. The flares all put back on. The truck is looking OEM. It hasn't looked better since 1969 when she rolled off the showroom floor. In this episode, we're going to finally put our lights on. We picked out some new lights because if we're going to cruise up and down the strip at the rod run, we're going to have headlights, taillights, and turn signals. We're going to have to wire all that up, and we've got that intellitronix digital dash cluster. That sucker is all digital 100%. We got to get that thing wired up. So wiring is who we are here at Orange Wires Garage. So let's stop talking about the wiring. Let's pull these lights out. Let's get them bolted on, start getting them wired up. Before we get started wiring everything up, here at the Orange Wires Garage, we do a lot of work in not the best lighting conditions. We've got a lot of lights here in the shop. We use a lot of drop lights. It's just an inconvenience. So I want to take a minute and talk about today's sponsor, Odelphi, over at odelphi.com. They are the maker of the Striplamp PRO, which is a 100% completely rechargeable headset, fully hands-free. It comes with 5 settings, which is really awesome and it's really cool. But I could talk about what's in the box, and there's really not a lot. We've got the Striplamp PRO, which is cool, lightweight, probably fit anybody's head, and a charging cable. So it uses USB-C. But what you really want to know about this light is, what does it look like at night? I mean, what is going on with this light at night, and how does everything look? Because that's what you want to know, and that's what we're going to show you. We'll put this thing through some unique tests here in the past couple of weeks. We used it in the booth. We used it at night. I show you how we wired up this truck and how much light it gives off. So let's stop talking about the light itself. Let's show you what it does in some action shots. So maybe you don't like to work on cars. Maybe you work on other things, or maybe you just like to walk at night. And I'm walking at night right now. Complete darkness. I'm fixing to turn on the Striplamp PRO. So complete darkness. And then with the Striplamp PRO, you can definitely see plenty well enough to be walking at night. And right here is the spotlight setting. That's the brightest spotlight setting. And with the Striplamp PRO, you can look in the engine bay, and maybe you just want to check the transmission fluid or something like that. It comes with a 230-degree wide angle LED beam, and everything looks bright and shiny. The Striplamp PRO comes fully equipped with the wave sensor, and we use that in the booth, and we also use that feature, but we could see the light spots and the dark spots and see our wet edge in the booth. When it's low light and you need a light, the Striplamp PRO, it lets you be hands-free and get straight to work. This is without the light. This is with the light. It is a game changer. And you're fully hands-free. So head on over to odelphi.com, check it out, grab you one of these Striplamp PROs. Let's get back to the video. So until you get to drive something enough to know, you don't know. But boy, look at that. That universal joint is wore completely out. I mean, it is worn out. So we're going to go ahead and replace the rear one, and then we're going to replace this front one. Got the drive shaft out. We can't be riding around pigeon forwards to rod run without a solid drive shaft. We may want to lay some drag. Went right down to O'Reilly's and rented that ball joint press. It also doubles as a press for universal joint to get these suckers out the drive shaft here. We got this one all pressed out. So we got everything kind of cleaned up in there.
We're going to try to put this one back first. We got our brand new universal joint right here. You know our philosophy when it comes to stuff like this. Why buy one when you can buy two for twice the price? We put the front universal joint in. Right now I'm working on the rear, and that way we'll have two brand spanking new universal joints while we're driving this truck up and down the strip at the rod run. And we don't have to worry about the drive shaft falling out. I'll go ahead and get this back universal joint put in and get the drive shaft put back in the truck. And then maybe we can jump on those brand new headlights. Some of y'all are gonna love them. Some of y'all are gonna hate them. Can't wait to show them to you. But for now, let's get the drive shaft put back in. We got both the universal joints in. Got that rear one. Got that front one. Got them all greased up. Ready to go back under the truck. So if you need to put in some ball joints or you need to press in some U-joints, go down to O'Reilly's and pick up this 67045 kit. It's got the perfect tool that you need to get your ball joints and your universal joint in. It costs $147 to rent that tool, but you got 48 hours and then you can take it right back.
This is a job that we got today. It's not that big a deal. Here at the Orange Wires Garage, that's what we do. We got our strippers, we got our crimpers. We're gonna take a few connectors and put those wires back together, make it look like brand new or as close to it as we can. So let's study up the wire diagram. Let's put some ends on these wires, plug them back together, see if we can get the turn signals going. Just been working slow and steady on those turn signals, and everything is working like it should, except we need a heavy duty flasher. Now I went right to O'Reilly's yesterday, forgot to pick one up, but we had a little problem, you know, just getting everything figured out, because I figured out that this is a newer column in this truck and actual hazard flashers are in the column and not on the switch on the dash. So it took a little bit of time. But while we're finishing that up, we got to wire up the little lights and whatnot. We thought it'd be a good time to get this air conditioner going. Brought out the vacuum pump, and then we've got the wiring to deal with. So we're going to wire it up. And while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and pull a vacuum on it for about 45 minutes. Hopefully we'll get this thing all charged up with refrigerant today. Cross our fingers for no leaks. So let's hop to it. Let's get it done.
finally got turn signals and brake lights and tail lights, and we were taking this thing down the road to test out the AC, and man, it broke down on me 3 times before I could get back home. I think it's just vapor locking up in the carburetor, so I spent some time and I moved the fuel pump back toward the tank. I added all rubber lines and got rid of all of that metal lines, and everything's just looking good, but still, it's still vapor locking. I'm trying to get it figured out because we'll never make it to the rod run if we don't get it driving. I mean, that's the main thing, is we got to get it driving. So I also having problems with the alternator. Probably should have went with the 1-wire alternator. Hey, maybe you're good with a carburetor. Maybe you can help me out, figure out what I've got going on here. Leave it in the comments and let me know. I would truly appreciate it, but I'm gonna keep digging. I'll work on this electrical system because I'm really good at that. So let me go ahead and put this voltage regulator in. Let's get that done and see if we can get our alternator charging up like it should.
Well, we were chasing that little fuel problem we got, a pickup problem. Maybe it's a vapor lock problem, but I decided to go ahead and upgrade the fuel pump. We're gonna go with this Edelbrock version, 4 to 7 PSI. Hopefully this pump is a little more robust, and maybe it's already got some insulation on it, so maybe it'll help with the heat, and maybe we can get this fuel pickup problem solved. And then we've got more problems and more problems. We actually caught the sucker on fire yesterday. It puked about 2 quarts of transmission fluid right out the dang dipstick, right onto the header, caught the truck on fire. Scared me to death. But you know, we put it out. We saved the day. No harm, no foul. Only got a few bruises on the truck. I'll show those to you later. Let's get the fuel pump on, take it down the road, and see if we can not catch it on fire today. Well, we got the little fuel pump put on. We was able to make it a mile down the road and a mile back without breaking down on the side of the road, without having to push it, without it catching on fire. So that's a huge win. We're still having a little bit of issue with the alternator. So I just ordered a 100 amp 1-wire alternator. Hopefully that's gonna take care of their charging issues, because it's just pulling more amps than that little alternator's charging. And I even swapped it with the one at the junkyard, but it didn't help much. So it's got a 10 or 12 amp load at idle with those big fans on. And it gets warm under the hood here. Y'all have had problems with heat soak and an engine like this and a setup like this? Leave it in the comments and let us know what you did to kind of remedy that, because it puts out a lot of heat in the engine bay here, and then everything kind of just gets heat soaked. We're gonna keep working. Maybe we'll get to drive this thing to the gas station, all the way to town and all the way back after we get that alternator. Fingers crossed, that's gonna be our next thing. So let's wait on the alternator and we're going to town. So today's the day, and now's the time, and there she is. We're gonna try to drive it to town and put some gas in it just to make it there and back without it breaking down or catching on fire or doing anything crazy like that. So wish us luck, fingers crossed. Here we go. Well, just a little bit bummed out. She made it to town, made it almost all the way back, and then the brand new Edelbrock fuel pump we just put on it yesterday decided to not work. And oh well, you know, I'm gonna hitch me a ride back up to the house. Then I'm gonna take this fuel pump off. I'm not gonna change it and put the old one back. I'm gonna take it off and go back to O'Reilly's and swap it out for another pump. I mean, I thought that was the whole trouble, and maybe I just got a bad one. Who knows? It's definitely a fuel problem.
I'll be 100% honest with you. It is 95 degrees and it's really hot, and the transmission's getting a little hot. We put the new fuel pump in, we made it back home. So we had the transmission get really hot, get bull fluid out the dipstick tube and set the truck on fire. So we want to go ahead and try to put this transmission cooler in, and then also check the vent to make sure it's not stopped up.
Well, we got our transmission cooler put in. We got the new fuel pump put in for the 3rd time so far. Hopefully the 3rd time's a charm on this thing and we can make it farther than a mile down the road. But we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna run up to JP's shop. I wanna show you this little car that we picked up. So this is just a little cheap car. We picked it up really cheap. It's a 2014 Ford Escape. Had a little bit of damage to the front. We need to do a little bit of framework on it, and we're gonna have to put a fender, a bumper, and a hood, and then just fix a little spot on the door. But man, it's a cool little car, a good little daily driver. If you wanna see more of cars like this, and builds like this, leave a comment down below. But I do think we ran out of time for this video, guys, but you definitely wanna stay tuned because we got some wood, we've got some epic stuff for this bed on this truck, and in the next video, we're gonna do our best to get it all cut and get everything laid out and make this truck look beautiful, fabulous. Can't wait to show it to you. I can't wait to see it myself. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Orange Wires Garage. We always post there before YouTube. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you're thinking. We'll catch you guys next time. And this old 1969, we're out.